So since we have some time and Apurva is around, so would Apurva like to take up or Joydeep with the next round of his quiz?
I think we have 20 minutes, so let me start a presentation of Indian Railway pictures with anecdotes.
Yeah,
It's
that
just a
would be great.
loose. So, and if it's a short break, then we go for a quiz. That's what our understanding is.
We can have
So,
couple of photographs, sir. Jail, sir, if you agree.
Jail sir, with your permission.
No, certainly we have photographs, but I think we can, at the end of it, for the last few minutes, we can have one or two quiz questions also.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have 15 minutes.
Joydeep, you stop me when you have that much of slot, okay? Okay. Yeah. So I will just start my presentation.
Wow.
1 minute. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
If we are seeing the presenter mode, please switch to the presentation.
Can you see my screen? Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, good to go.
Okay. So this is what a lot of us revere, the good old WDM2, the heart of Indian Railways. And I thought, see, the presentation is just a set of photographs which I've shot over the several years. It is not, it doesn't have a theme, but every image has an anecdote because all of these have been shot with some efforts as a rail fan. So I'm the odd one amongst the, apart from of course Joydeep, who are actually railway enthusiasts, and we don't have anything professional to do with railways, but railways is the center of our lives. So we are very grateful to be born in a place like India where you have so much of railways, and the railway people so lovingly take us in, although we are theoretically outsiders, but they just take us as if we are one of them. So this image is the morning passenger between Pune and Kolhapur, and this is how a station like Phursungi, which is the outskirts of Pune, used to be, but now it's different because it's electrified, it's double lined. Phursungi is now a staging post for the trains coming into Pune or going out of Pune, and so it has many more platforms. It has but a sort of rural ambience to the station, just maybe 20 kilometers from the center of Pune. And this was shot during a trek that the IRFC, a few railway enthusiasts, we did between Phursungi, that the station that you see, and Anandi, the next station that you see, but not by the broad gauge, by the erstwhile meter gauge railway. If you remember, Pune to Miraj, Kolhapur used to be a meter gauge. You could go from Pune all the way to maybe Rameshwaram on a meter gauge train if you had the right connections. Definitely, you could go from Pune to Bangalore. You could go to Pune to Vasco by meter gauge. So that permanent way is very much intact even today. And it's been the ambition of a few Pune-based railway enthusiasts. I can see Ashish Goelkar is here. He's one of my partners in crime. And we had enough drive to go and explore that thing. And Ashish Goelkar and Apurva Bahadur are the only two human beings alive who have walked the entire meter gauge ghat section between Phursungi and Rajawadi on broad gauge and on meter gauge. So we are uniquely qualified to tell you something about it, though not in one sitting. It took us many sessions to do it. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. Again, like I said, these are just random pictures that I'm showing. They don't have any, they don't have a flow, but they have some anecdotes. And there's something nice to see while we pass the time. So this is a very late running Maharashtra Express, which is crossing the Neera River at the Neera station. And this arch bridge dates from 1885. And for that day, this Maharashtra Express should have crossed this place at about 4:30 in the morning. But it was very late and it was being halted inordinately long for at every station. So we found it at the earlier station, we found it at the next station. Then we said, let's go ahead. It's one of the joys of being a rail fan in India that you could, sort of change trains because they were running so slowly. I just want to show you a sequence of a ball token pickup. I'll talk about ball token in detail after the sequence. A ball token is a mechanical device which the train which is coming in will carry with them. So they will, I'll just put on a laser. Okay, so this is the train which is coming in, and this is the Khalasi, the station pointsman, who's who's actually who's taking this token hoop. It's made out of a bamboo. It's some sort of a flexible wooden material, and in this center is a is a leather pouch which contains the ball. And I'll show you photographs of the ball later. And so this is the place where a freight train is actually overtaking a passenger train. So we were traveling on this train, and the Khalasi is actually checking that the advance starter is taken off. In railway parlance, when the signal is blocking, the signal is on. So when the signal is permitting, it should be taken off. So he's just confirming. He has a double duty to check that the signal is on, and he's ready to exchange token with the train. I'll explain to you a little bit more. Now, one thing you see in this picture is what happens during night. Now, between Pune, Kolhapur, there were 46 stations, and every train had to exchange the token 46 times through the incoming token. Like this particular train is carrying a token with it, which is for the previous section. It will throw it prior to picking up this token. Now, that train has got the authority to be on that track, and that by having that token, the machine which controls the interlock cannot issue another token, which effectively means that only one train can use this section, and that is good for your safety. So a train cannot start in the same direction, or you cannot give signals, you cannot change the points. Everything is locked till this train goes to the next station and delivers this token to the next point machine. And when that transaction is closed, then both machines can release another token. So it's a sort of a electromechanical interlock that we had of the previous era. But we were very fortunate to have seen all these things in operation. Now, this is a daytime shot where you have nice light and everything. What happens in the night? So in the night, this guy stands with a mashal, a flaming torch in his hand, and he holds up the torch in one hand, he holds up the token in another hand, and in some sections you have a mechanical token collection arm. So you put it up here in a frame, and the driver would either automatically collect it by a folding lever on the locomotive, or they would pick it up by hand. But in this particular section, they figured out that there were a lot of missed token catches by the locomotive, and then the train had to stop, and the assistant driver had to run back 1 kilometer to pick up the token. It led to a lot of delays, so they decided that let's do this manually. So we did it the rugged way, and so in the night, this guy would stand with one token hoop in his hand and one mashal in his hand, and it was a very, very dramatic sight because these stations often didn't have electricity. So in the middle of the night, you just see one flame coming up, and this guy would exchange the token. Now the train has gone, but the mashal is still burning. It's kerosene. So this particular pipe was used to extinguish the mashal by, snuffing it out. So this guy would put it in, go back to the station master's office, and then again dip the mashal in a vat of kerosene to be ready for the next use. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the next shot in which the Khalasi is ready with the token, and the assistant driver of the incoming train is also ready to drop the token and pick up this token as it is running at about 70-80 kilometers per hour. This is the next scene. This guy, the assistant driver, has thrown the token, which is incoming from the previous section, and he's ready to pick up this token. And if you can see, the token has got some festoons on it, some decorations. That is because this was 15th August. and 15th August are Independence Day. So every station has a flag hoisting ceremony, and sometimes the token would contain 2 toffees, put into the pouch. So that's or a peda or something like that. So the crew could also join in the celebration of Independence Day while they were on the run. Okay, so this is something about this is a view of the
Kailash.
tokens.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a view of the tokens of how the ball tokens actually looked. Of course, these are all things of the past because
Anytime
now
I
it's the tokenless system with the
Anytime I can.
electronic interlock. And earlier on, you had 2 cabins on either side of the station. They had 3 shift, 3 people each. Plus, the station master had to convey a message by a telephone and say, okay, now block the this guy would give the token and then block the signals, incoming signals, and set the points for the trains, etc., etc. It was a manual operation that he was running. Now it's all become automatic, and one person can do it from a control panel. So we have saved a lot of manpower, and we have also prevented a lot of mistakes. But this was a quaint system which existed for maybe a century, more than a century, and it used to work. And we were, like I said, we were fortunate to have seen it. So you can see FSG, which is Fursungi, and it is Fursungi to Alandi is a section. So once the number of tokens got collected and they were sent back by a train to the next one, in case there is a misbalance, if there's one train coming, one train going, then both the stations will have the same number of tokens. But for some reason, we had a string of tokens. I have no idea what it is. Along with this is a system of something called a private number, which the 2 station masters exchange with each other. So if I'm the station master and I've given a token, then I call the other guy and say the private number so and so, and scratch out that number from it's like a bingo chart that I've given the number 13. So that's a proof that I've told you this information, and that's how it's supposed to work. And another anecdote from this is the structure like this. Now, what happens is once a station master, these are stairs which are going nowhere. Okay, in case the train goes, I mean, the station master, he's given the instructions to the cabin that please set the signal for this train which is coming. He needs to verify whether the signal is given or not given. Now, on a normal day, the station master is in the middle of this platform. He sees on the left, he sees on the right. But what happens if there's a train which is waiting on the platform, in which case the station master cannot see the signal at the starter end or the advanced starter end. So they have a stairs like this where the guy will climb on the top, and from this elevation he'll look at over the roof of the train and see whether the signal is given. Again, these are very quaint ideas which were they were available to us in our earlier part of the rail fanning, and I'm just sharing with you because probably many of you have never seen this. Of course, the railwaymen in our organization would have certainly seen all this, but this is something which was unique to the railways, little systems that we did. If you get up early enough and you have alarm clock, like my phone carries an alarm clock of 1:45 in the morning, 2:15 in the morning. So if you get up early enough, you'll see the dawn, you'll see a train coming down Shindavani Ghat, which is a section near Pune. It's one of the places that we frequent as rail fans. This is a BTPN rake which is coming, and the light is the sun has just started to rise. This is my friend Lalam Mandavkar, and we have climbed on to the top of one mountain, and the train is curving around this path, and Lalam is trying to run with it to keep it in sight while he's taking photographs. Now, he's very thin and he's very lithe and he's very athletic, so he can do it, but I can only take photographs of Lalam running. So it's one of the, I'm enriched because I've got friends who are willing to take all these efforts, and I've got friends who've got. If you think I'm crazy, you haven't met my friends. If I say let's go here, they'll say no, no, let's not go here. Let's go much further. And so they actually light our fire, and they come up with crazy ideas that this is what we can do and this is where we can go. And life as a rail fan in India has been very rewarding. Now, these are very simple things that we do, but they give us so much of pleasure. So this is one of those moments that I have captured. This is the Koina Express going towards Mumbai. With Lalam, I've been at all hours, and this is Sahyadri Express, which is coming late. Otherwise, this would have come at about 4 o'clock. But this is about 6 o'clock, and the dawn is breaking. And this is the great Shindone mountain at the back. And this train is just coming around this curve. And again, it's these simple moments which make our lives immensely rich. This is late in the evening, and a late running Goa Express was halted at Shindone station for crossing with a freight train. So once the freight train crossed, the Goa Express was started to the running late. There's a single line section. So you had to, only one train could use the section. So it was dark and we should have gone back home, but we said, okay, let's wait and see if we can get some more thing. And we knew the Goa Express was coming. I said, we'll go home after the Goa Express passes. And as the train passed, I took the shot, and the station master, who till previous to this, he was giving a green torch signal to the locomotive in the front. This is a 24 coach train. So he was giving a signal to the locomotive to clear the section. Here he has cleared the advanced starter of Shindone, and then he notices two people standing by the track. So he's very curious, and he's looking at us from his rear window. So again, it's a magic connect between the railwayman and us. Most of the railwaymen and us, they always wave back at us, being rail fans, and they know that they're being photographed. So we've always had very good experiences with them. Shindone Ghat, which, as I've told you, is a very magical place at all hours. We've been there early in the morning, in the afternoon, in the heat of the afternoon, late in the evening. This is just as the sun is setting, and what you see here is it's a fog post, in the sense that if you are here, and you should be able to see the next fog post, which is about 150 meters away. You should be able to see this post. If you cannot see the fog post, that means that there is too much of fog and you have to run at reduced speeds. So you have, very often you have such totem, poles, which posts with colored markings on it. And again, these are
Apurva, I think you now
sir.
have to hand over to.
All right, sir. So we'll continue with this as in the middle of stuff. Thank you, sir.
In the next bit.
Yeah, bye.
I think Joydeep can take his questions now.
Yeah, so I'll just question 3 was already done, so let me share. Question 3 was already done because everybody knows about Vande Bharat. So that was a just gifted question.
Yeah, but the maximum speed is 180, not 160.
So there is a mistake. No, they are talking about commercially acceptable given speed of 160.
Yeah.
So for the first time in India, which metro railway system sent their personnel for training abroad? Supplementary question: which foreign city hosted the group of metro railway personnel for training purpose? And the answer is
not DMRC, not Hong Kong.
May not be very pleasant looking at the current scenario of the world. And
Moscow
the
is
answer
correct,
is,
but that is a supplementary question.
And Metro Railway Kolkata was the first one. Metro Railway Kolkata,
but
has
nobody's answered that.
Clarity in the design with the metro in Moscow.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So
who are the winners of this round?
So nobody has answered metro railway in Kolkata, but Manoj Pandey sir has answered Moscow, which is correct.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we will give. Um, but
I was waiting for others to answer. That's why I did not.
yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now question number 5. Name the city from Mumbai. Name the city from which Mumbai got 25 single-deck tram cards in 1949 to 50. It's amazing that Mumbai had trams. Supplementary question: what was the name of the plan under which Mumbai obtained such cards? Your time starts now.
Not
And the
Manchester.
answer to this question 5 is this amazing thing. The city from which it was obtained was New York, and the plan, the supplementary question, the answer is Marshall Plan. So this is amazing. This is a best tram, BEST. So it just look at the pantograph, look at the current collecting device. It's just so amazing. So
Okay,
anyway, who
we
are
are at 1400 hours. Nobody got this answer correct.
Nobody got this answer.
Okay, so let's start the next one.
Let's start
1400.
the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the best.
Yeah.
And thanks, Apu, for a great reminder of WDF2. So certain data should be frozen in time. There should not be electric cars and all those things.
Absolutely.
It should be kept as it is.
Yeah. We'll discuss it offline.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Should we
Manoj
start?
sir? Yes, sir.
Manoj,
It's 1400. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, 30th. Okay.
Yeah.